Jackson, come. Hey, morning. So, fuck. It's 17 minutes past 7 on, what day, Sunday. Heart rate currently 172, which, if you look at, theory, whether you use the Garfonian formula or just straight up heart rate calculating, I should be dead based on maximum age. My birthday today, so I thought, let me get out and push it a bit. Talk about that later. Quick thought. Jackson, come. Jackson is in dog years, probably, well, in human years, he's about 18, 19, so he's just doing his thing. I wrote about in previous newsletters, but hiking, a couple of interesting thoughts. Number one, you're so busy watching when you're walking because it looks like that, right? That you should stop every once in a while to look at the view. Hello, Chunky. It's Jackson. Look. Hey, good boy. Yeah. So in life as well, you keep your head down so you don't trip over things. Worthwhile just to every once in a while get up and watch the view, see how far you've come. It's the view over the Magaliesberg. It's about 40 minutes outside of Johannesburg. Other thing is, we often worry, and this is where anxiety comes in, you often worry about the big things. These big fucking rocks, these things to trip over. It's often not the big things that trip us up. It's the little ones that you slide on. Yeah? So that's my thoughts. And I mostly did that to get my heart rate back to something reasonable so I don't die on the mountain. Anyway, I have something I want to share, but I've got about 3 Ks to go before we do that. For now though, up we go. That way. Jackson? Okay, so you can, and then the sign. The hill is like life, one step at a time. Don't look too far ahead, enjoy each step as soon as you're on top. Watch this. It's like this very odd quote, but makes sense because this here, no, Jackson, the view's great, but the hill they're talking about is this thing here. Holy hell. Like mountaineering. Anyway, hold that thought. That's it. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna go up there. Jackson, you want some water? Okay, hang on. Okay, so pretty much halfway on this current track, and it's about 5 Ks in, and it's time for a bit of a break here because I think Jackson needs water. I'm going to blame him completely. Jackson, come on. But then, a thought while hiking. Come. I was watching some videos and stuff yesterday, and I don't know where it was, on Twitter, I think. But found this one video, and it speaks about kind of being bored and maybe focused as a combination of things, right? So got me thinking yesterday, last night, the drive here. Have you ever felt that it's very hard, that you've got all this energy, you've got all this like this fire, whatever it is, but it doesn't fit anywhere? And for me, whenever I start watching a movie, or Jackson, come, hey, watch a movie, read a book, if I'm not into it immediately, head's gone, right? So the idea around this video thing that I watched is that, and I'm just putting it together for me, I have to always be busy with something, maybe a bit stressed about something, a little bit tired maybe, and that's mentally or physically. And the point is that it takes that energy, that static energy, a lot of static energy. If some of my clients, you guys would have heard I speak about this, the static energy in your head is there all the time, right? Hey, Bubba. And it puts it somewhere. It puts that energy somewhere. Hello, I got your water there. So it's when you get to that point of being bored and I'm like, oh, what should I do now? That's when I start getting scratchy and itchy. Like I want to have something to stress and worry about, but in a good way. That's why I'm looking, maybe if I competed something like weightlifting or CrossFit, nah, fuck that. But it's being happy just to get stuff done. And then you look at people who like, they go and climb Everest or they do all these extreme things. And I get it. I get it because it keeps you busy and focused, keeps your head busy. It keeps you, the static energy, it keeps going in the right direction. And it's that point where you start getting bored, and that's when you get up to shit. It's like, oh, what should I do? Oh, well, let me just scroll on the internet more. That takes you into a deep fucking hole. Let me just lay around and do nothing. So for me, and it was a big, the video was a pretty cool thing for me. Sorry, I'm just trying to also catch my breath. Heart rate's at 130 now. It was at 170 before I take on this hill. But it's having something to focus on, to train every day, tire your body out, read, research, write, work with people, that exhaust yourself mentally. That to me is a great space because the static energy in my head's in control and managed, and it's not just doing its own thing. I don't know if this makes any sense, but there's that feeling sometimes when you sit around, what should I do? I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to read. I don't know what I should do. And I think for me, I figured it out. I know what it is for me that keeps that static energy at bay, and that's a good thing. So those are random thoughts while I'm hiking. If it doesn't make sense, maybe there's no oxygen in my head because what I did, and this is it, right? So I came hiking this morning, Jackson and I, and the backpack, I have got my liter of water in there. I've got his water in there, a couple of snacks. And then this morning I decided, why don't I put a 20-pound medicine ball in there as well to carry it along? It's that thing. It's doing those things that you normally wouldn't, but it keeps me on edge. It gets me that little bit nervous that this might be too difficult. And that's for mental and physical tasks. And that to me is the edge. I need to maybe formulate this whole thing in my head more, but just thought I'd share. And it gives me a chance to take a break. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Jackson, hey. Good to go? Here we go, up the hill. Okay, so that's done. I think it's just over 8 kilometers. What's that? About 5-point-something miles. But yeah, good fun. It's hot as hell. I think it's about 32 degrees Celsius today in Johannesburg, which comes to Fahrenheit in the mid-90s, I think. My conversion's correct. It's only about 9 in the morning now. I think it must already be like 27, 28, so it's hot. Yeah, loaded the backpack, weighted walk. It's just fun to do things, to keep moving. Anyway, that's me for the day. Lunch with family and then just chill. So yeah, maybe a question, if you want to answer a question. Do you sometimes feel what I spoke about earlier on, where you feel you want to do something but you don't know what, or you've got all this energy mentally and or physically but you don't know what to do with it and nothing fits? When you find that it feels quite good. Okay, I'm gonna go. Have a good one. Bye.